Is it too late for me? Sometimes we reach an age or personal time when, even knowing that we are unhappy, we tell ourselves that it is no longer possible to go the other way. It's true? Should we agree? I don't like my life. However, I think it's too late to make changes. Who has more and who has less at some point had this thought? Gradually, we realize that we do not like the moment in our life that we are in, because something is missing, a lot is left, and nothing meets our expectations. What can we do when this happens? Often we encounter the classic optimistic and hopeful self-help messages that insist that it's never too late to create the life you dream of. However, where to start? When a person already has a certain age and many tied ends, work, home, family, is it really possible to make a change of such dimensions? Obviously no, it's not. Almost no one can root out to move the second one to another garden, to another scenario that is more in line with their own desires, aspirations and specific needs. However, it is also not acceptable to remain embedded in everyday life, which does not excite, which is meaningless and extinguishes one by one all our hopes. Who else and who least has gone by that peak of pain, existential that goes midway between disappointment and frustration? That in which, suddenly, we are surprised ourselves by saying that I don't like my life. Even more, it can even get us to say I hate my life. Why does this happen? What causes many of us to see you soon in that frame of mind? Although the question may seem complex, the answer is very simple. In reality, we have reached a state of our cycle of life where we are not following. We may have a good job, but it is not work that satisfies us personally and professionally. It is also possible that we see you soon immersed in a sedentary life, with problems of overweight health, and with a self-concept very low. There is also the possibility that we have a couple of years ago. However, this relationship may have fallen into the routine. Everything is so predictable that nothing wakes up the illusion, the desire for a future in common. In either of these two situations we are, so to speak, betraying that me that I expected a little more out of life. What can we do in these circumstances? No one has ever said. It is possible to reach the world. No one give you this instruction manual in which appears a standard indisputable. It is not other than to take care of yourself, commit to your well-being and happiness in every moment of your existence. What does that mean? To be responsible for ourselves involves listening to us, addressing us and give us answers. If we are unhappy, if we say to ourselves I don't like my life. He said, the psychotherapist Carl Rogers, that anyone who wants to can improve your well-being. We know that sounds like a phrase bombastic, self-help, however, it is so and it is possible. And what is basically, because times have changed. Until not so long ago we thought, for example, that the human personality is stable over time. No one could, for example, to make a remarkable change from one year to another in his way of being and behavior. Today, studies as the one carried out in the Moscow State University by Dr. Kristina Kostromina, shows us several things. Many of the concepts that we had on the human personality because do not hold. So much so, that now, we can even speak of the personality dynamics. Someone press the environment and their internal needs can create big changes in your life. The society is more fluid than ever, and it allows you to have more access to information, new social contacts, people who open to us the mentality and inspire us, to promote changes. We can all start to new stages in our lives if we so wish. As we pointed out at the beginning, it is not easy to arraign Carnot's root of that site in which we are to move from one day to the other, to a new scenario. The big changes come after small variations day to day. It is best to start slowly to new behaviors, to apply other approaches to mental, situate on the horizon new plans. It is not necessary to start a revolution, from one day to another, but it does give way to small changes every day that will bring us, sooner or later, to where we want to go. Trace a plan, define what you want for yourself. That will help you to achieve that goal is not just the willpower, habits, behaviors, and actions. Beyond your emotions is that today you do for yourself, for your well-being. I know persistent. Lean on people who understand you, understand your reality. At the time that you have to make important decisions, it will also be the pillar on which sujet art, that helping hand that you will reach for to remind you that you're doing, it's worth it. To conclude, all of us can go through a stage of this draft. That in which we discover that the way in which we found does not satisfy us. To make a turn of sense, it is not only advisable, in the great majority of cases, it is necessary to